Oh, the irony. A week after getting into the weeds on here about some personal stuff between me and the London Knights, the big story in the Ontario Hockey League this week just so happens to be about the London Knights. But it's the big story in the league, and that's what we talk about on Fridays with Farwell, the big story. So in no way does this make the London Knights a terrible organization or Cam Allen a terrible person. It just so happens to be the big story, and you no doubt know about it by now. Allen has been charged with driving while impaired, leaving the scene of a crash, and more. He's in some hot water, suspended indefinitely by the OHL, and he's got a court date coming up in early March. There are probably some important questions to be answered. Why a junior hockey player, presumably with a curfew, was out at almost 3:30 in the morning, but that's secondary to this story from where I'm standing today. The thing that needs to be driven home in all of this, pun intended, is the fact that Cam Allen is, sadly and tragically, in no way unique. Statistically speaking, Cam Allen was one of about 30 people on the same night charged in the province of Ontario with impaired driving. That's right, provincial police in Ontario laid 10,000 impaired driving charges last year. And the most vulnerable age group, according to Mad Canada, young men, because we're invincible, right? 1 in 3 traffic fatalities in Ontario is caused by an impaired driver. Half of the traffic deaths in Ontario involve young people and an impaired driver. Those stats are mind-boggling, along with the 10,000 charges every year, and they're only going up in the last 5 years, thanks in part to the legalization of cannabis. So we have not only impaired by alcohol, but impaired by drugs that police services are constantly on the lookout for. I cannot for the life of me understand why we haven't gotten this message through our thick skulls yet. There is absolutely no need in the modern age when we can have a car come to us with a couple of clicks on our phone that we get behind the wheel after we have consumed alcohol. Have a designated driver, call a cab, call an Uber, call Over the Limit, which comes and picks you up in your car and takes you home in that car. There is absolutely no excuse for drinking and driving in the modern age. This has got to stop. And I know I'm preaching to the choir on this. So now it's your job to tell somebody else, don't drink and drive. And don't go thinking I'm a prude either. I'm standing here in the brew house at Slush Puppy Place in Kingston before the game. You think I'm going to have a pop or two after the game tonight? You bet. We can enjoy our alcohol. We should enjoy our alcohol, but we should never get behind the wheel after we have consumed alcohol. I'm Farwell. It's Friday. We'll see you at the rink and maybe have a beer afterwards.